Hello and welcome to a lovely sunny April. This is my April plot tour and I'm very lucky as I'm the only one down here. So it's lovely and quiet, apart from the birds. So welcome in. So I'll just give you a quick tour of what I've got in each of the beds. So growing really nicely from my last video where I planted these in. I've got my onions coming up. They are a little bit wonky because I did have the Enviromesh over the top because I was having a problem with either, I think it was rabbits or rodents. So I've uncovered those now so they can grow a bit taller and hopefully won't get nibbled off. And then in next we've got carrots. Now they're not appearing just yet because they've only been in a few days. And then some parsnips. Had some really good crops of parsnips last year, but they went in February, so I'm obviously a bit later this year, in March, a month later, so we'll see how well they do. On to bed 2. So bed 2 has my garlic, and that's coming on really well. I have given it a few waters over the last few days because it's been so dry down here. And then I've got a row of chard in here that's not come up just yet. Oh, actually I think we might have just the first little signs of life, if you can see that one there. So that's chard. This bit's empty, and then in the other end I've just put 3 rows of broad beans. I've got 1 beetroot from last year, some onions coming up in this bed as well, and my globe artichoke has come back to life. Across to bed 3. So bed 3, I've popped in some peas, so they're in there. Not showing just yet. I've done a pea wigwam. I'm not very good at structure building, but we'll give it a go. Excuse my shadow, looks horrendous. And then I've got at the back there, I've put in my runner bean canes. I've planted my runner beans at home. I'll do a little video later of all the things I've got in at home, so you can see what I've got growing in the front garden. And then I've got in here, I've got dwarf purple fine beans, I think. So they were given to me by another plot neighbour, so it'd be really interesting to see how they grow. Again, I've got a big problem with bunnies and rats and things here, so I've covered that one over. Okay, past the pond we go. Now I've lifted the edges of the pond up the other day because it sunk where we had so much water. So the water comes in off the field, runs down through, across the pond, and then on down through the other plots. So this had all sunk, so the water level was quite low. So I have pulled the edges up, which doesn't make it look the tidiest because all the edges were covered with grass, but hopefully it'll grow back really nicely. So I just pulled the edges up, and around underneath I just packed some soil that I'd dug out of my flower bed over there, just to sort of bring the sides up and fill it out a bit. When doing so, I found a toad, which is amazing. Only a little toad. Oh, there's a pond skater there. I don't know if we can zoom in on that one. Where's he gone? Oh, he's hiding. Yeah, so as I was saying, there was a toad. There's also a frog in here that pops its head up occasionally, and I found a newt as well, which was amazing. I've not seen a newt, so I was so pleased. Just one little solitary newt, but that's all I need to start. Okay, it means I'm obviously doing something right, I think, with the water here, because I'm obviously happy to come here. What I will do is I will just gently lift the edge to see if there is anything underneath. I've got worms. No, nothing. Oh. No, nothing there yet. Some kind of grub, which is obviously good food for everything that lives in the pond, amphibian wise, but I'll pop back later and I'll sign back on if I find that whilst I'm here something decides to come out and have a look. So that's pond. The irises have come on really well this year. Last year they sort of died away, I didn't really see any iris. Had a couple of strands, but that was it, and definitely no flowers. So really pleased to see that they're back up. In here I've planted leeks. So my leeks are in here. They need a good water. I've got my flowers in there. And then I transplanted a sunflower into that one that had grown in the polytunnel. Didn't want it to stay in the polytunnel, so I've brought it out here and transplanted that in there. And then I've also got something growing here. Excuse my shadow again. I'll remember that back the sun. So here, if you can tell me what that is, if anybody knows, because I haven't got a clue what it is, but I'm going to leave it there and see what happens. Okay, then on to bed 4. This is bed 4. I've put this netting round because of again the bunnies and things. And I've got in here, I've got purple sprouting. That's obviously not done very well, that one. And my cauliflowers I transplanted into here because they weren't looking very good in the other bed. But the soil wasn't as good, so I've popped them over here. Bed 5 has got nothing in this end yet. And I've still got my leeks here. They're gonna go into flower, so I've got one here that's just started to bolt, but I'm going to let them flower because they're lovely flowers, and these were the ones that were sat in water for about 4 months, so I don't think they're that good to eat if they've been sat in that much water for so long. I don't know about disease and stuff, so it would be really good if anybody could let me know if they would be any good to eat, but I'm quite happy to let them flower because the bees like them and they're just really nice. So bed 6, I haven't got anything in now. This is where I did have the cauliflower that weren't doing so well. So I've just pushed them over to that bed, and I will probably use this bed for pumpkins maybe, I'm thinking. This year, put a few pumpkins in there. Okay, we're going back around this way to show you. I've just dug over the flower bed because it was really grassy and weedy. But I found some forget-me-nots in the actual compost pile at the back, and I thought, oh, what a waste for them to be composted, so I've popped them in there. I just love them. They look so beautiful with their tiny little flowers. Might see if there's some more over there in the compost later and bring them over. Okay, my rose, my pound shop rose, is doing really well, but it's just started to get some little black dots on. So if you can tell me why that is, if you know, or if there's anything I can do to sort of protect it and stuff, that'd be really good. The Bug and Bee Hotel, I've got one resident in there and that's it at the moment. I'm doing a bug hotel at home, so again I will show that a bit later on. Built a bug hotel. The herb spiral, it's got a little bit out of hand, but the mint is coming back. The rosemary's looking good, and this one in the front isn't doing very good, but hopefully it'll all come on while the weather's getting better. Now I planted a clematis a year ago, and it died off and rotted away before it really flowered. It had one flower and then it died and rotted, and I just forgot about it and thought that it'd gone completely, but it's back, and it's back with a couple of buds on, so that's amazing. I'm really pleased. I was hoping it would grow up over the water tank to disguise the ugliness of the tank, but in looking at this one the other day, I moved this compost bin and found lots of tracks underneath, and something did scurry out and scurry back in, but I'm not sure whether it was a mole, a vole, a mouse, or a rat. I wasn't quick enough to see it, so not sure what's living under there. Okay, over here I've got my messy pile that has been covered for probably 8 months now, 9 months, so I will take this off. What other people have turned up now? I will take this off this year, and as that ground will be really hard, I'm hoping that'll be a perfect place for sprouts, because last year my sprouts burst open because they were in solid ground. It was too soft, I was told, so I'll have a go there, and that will clear up that messy part. My lupins, they've come again from last year, and they look amazingly healthy, so I'm really pleased with those because I absolutely love the flowers. Okay, got my bunting up on my tea shed. So this is a tea shed that's a work in progress. So I will just show you in because I have started to put some wallpaper up in here. So very amateur, very much just stapled on with a staple gun, but it's a little bit of a work in progress in here. So hopefully that'll be a lovely tea shed someday, and when we're all allowed to mix again with society, I will invite people over from other plots and have a cup of tea. It should be lovely. Okay, bed. What are we on? Bed 6, bed 7, bed 8 there in the middle little one. Haven't filled yet, haven't got the manure, but that's supposed to be coming this weekend, so that'll be good. The bed at the front isn't mine, that's my parents'. Okay, so this bed I've got strawberries. They're coming on really well. I've left the runners on because I want more strawberry plants. I hope that hasn't been detrimental to the original plants there. Hopefully they'll grow strong even though they've put out runners. Nothing in this end. And then over into the front there I've got more onions because we love onions in our house, so need lots of onions. And then where the stakes are, the little bits of cane, I've put in my first early potatoes. And then in the back here I've got 3 rows of parsnips. So hopefully that will all go to plan, all go really well. So my battery is running low, so we'll just go quickly into the polytunnel. I'll show you in there just before my battery dies. So it's been really hot in here the last few days. So my salads all along the back there that I showed in my first video, they are starting to come up now, which is lovely. Where else have I got? Do you know, thinking about it, there were more the other day than there are now. In fact, there were rows of them the other day. So I'm now thinking they've been eaten. Oh, what a shame. Well, let's hope they can grow quicker than whatever's eating them eats them, or else I'll have to net this in here, which I can do, but I was trying to save my netting for outside. In here I've got the little peat pots, and I've got pumpkin, sweet corn, winter squash and courgettes growing there. So I thought I'd try them out, see how well they grow. The onions in here obviously grow much faster than the ones outside because of how nice and warm it is in here. And then I've got 3 rows of rainbow chard. Chard isn't something I've eaten before, so I'm really keen to try it this year and see what comes of it. The rest of the bed will be my watermelons and other things that need a lot of heat. I would have loved to have had a couple of loofahs this year, but I couldn't get the seed, so unfortunately not any good with the loofahs this year. Okay, and that's pretty much it for a minute. I'm going to sign off because of my battery, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you a bit later. Bye for now.